Welcome. This is Opin reporting live from ISC in Frankfurt, and we're here with Anastasia Alexander-Dottir, who will tell us about a company from Iceland and what the relation is with HPC. So welcome. Yeah. Can you first introduce yourself a bit?
Yes, so my name is Anastasia. Thank you for coming and joining. And I work for Opin Kerfi in Iceland, which you can see on my t-shirt. We are one of the companies, and in fact the leading company for this exhibition here that you can see around you. We are a team of companies from Iceland that share the vision of Iceland being the ultimate location for HPC on the planet. And with that, I mean that we recognize the ultimate conditions for HPC that Iceland has with its nature, with its business environment, and so we wanted to come here and promote this location for high-performance computing users that this conference is full of.
How long does the company exist?
Opin Kerfi started in 1985, and before that we were actually a Hewlett-Packard enterprise in Iceland. So we have very tight bonds with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, but also with other companies such as our team members Farais Landsvirkjun, which are the national energy company of Iceland, and we also work with Uber Cloud, for example, now recently. So we have a wide network of partners, but ourselves we started in 1985.
Okay, can you tell a little bit about the customers that you have, the type of customers? Yeah.
So the ones from the international market, it's been very popular for HPC users, for heavy HPC users to come to Iceland. For example, automotive manufacturers, financial firms, and also research institutions, simply because they run very heavy simulations and very heavy environments. The reason for why they were very attracted to Iceland is to save running costs. So total cost of ownership for them has been more than 80% less than for example in Germany or in the UK. So heavy users of high performance computing, which is what we are also looking to get more of here.
Mm-hmm. So how are you developing? Are you building new centers each time, or? Yeah.
Yes, so Iceland is really booming in this site. We already have a huge sort of capacity when it comes to data centers today. But we see a big demand from international customers as well as domestic customers, simply because the conditions are optimal, and many people are discovering that companies are speaking to each other. When it comes to efficiency nowadays, it's really something that people want to maximize. What they are discovering is that Iceland is the place. So Opin Kerfi recognized this, and we are now building at the last stage, 1,000 square meter data center outside of Reykjavik. Well, actually, outside of downtown Reykjavik, in one of the optimal locations on the island as well, where we have 3 lines of electricity, I do believe, and 2 lines of black fiber, or the other way around, I don't exactly remember, but we have basically either double or triple redundance of providence of what the data center needs. So that's the vision that we have, and we already have a first customer, which is the financial banking institution of Iceland, which is basically the whole financial market will be running from our data center in Iceland.
Yep. If you look at high-performance computing, what are they mostly choosing? Do they do co-location?
High-performance computing users have expressed 2 main areas or 2 main offerings of interest. That is high-performance computing cluster leasing. So basically having a subscription from us on both hardware and co-location of that hardware in Iceland. It has been popular simply because it's very simple. They just lease a specific type of hardware and capacity. Or co-location has also been very popular. So basically shipping the infrastructure that they already have to Iceland to run it for 70-80% less than they have in, for example, Germany, Holland, and UK. So those 2.
So that also explains why you are here at the HPC conference, because you have a nice booth here, and you're not only here to support for the Icelandic team.
No, not only. Even though we are enjoying very much the publicity that Iceland is getting from the World Cup in football, we are here to provide a solution, a sustainable and independent solution for heavy users. So whether you are an automotive company that is doing R&D, whether you are an institution, whether you are a university, you are looking to do it as efficiently and effectively as possible, right? And the biggest cost of a data center, especially high-performance computing environments, is usually cooling and energy. And in Iceland, cooling is completely free because it's always cold. And energy is incredibly low cost because it's completely independent from the world markets, and it's also 100% green. So this is a solution that we want to give to any heavy HPC user because it just simply makes sense. When you speak to them and you ask them about the 10-year plan, they don't actually have that most of the time. And that usually presents a lot of limitation when it comes to, for example, what do we want to do? How much is that going to cost? Well, in Iceland you can do 82% more, simply because it costs less. So that's what we're very happy to promote, and we know that it works, so we wanted to go even bigger this year.
Iceland, of course, is known for its cool climate, at least here in mainland Europe we think that. So there's all kinds of other cooling solutions around today. If they catch on, will it still be useful to go to Iceland for that?
I think that that's a very valid question. Many analysts, many companies ask me that. And I think what Iceland has in this respect when it comes to cooling, which is up to 40% of the cost of a data center, is simplicity. I see so many presentations with complex cooling systems, immersion cooling, for example, that is much on the rise. And we are not against it. We do think that it is a tremendous technology and an incredible advancement in saving costs. However, when you run an analysis on how much infrastructure and how much extra equipment and safety you need to have around liquid cooling systems and immersion systems, you quickly realize that cooling systems coming from the air, fresh air cooling, ambient air cooling, are actually the most cost effective, simply because they are free. So all that needs to be done in a data center in Iceland, for example, is just filters of the air. And that cannot actually be applied everywhere in the world where the climate is good, even for free cooling, simply because of lack of purity in the air. Iceland has both purity of air and also the cool air all year round. So all in all, great technology that we see coming up on the market, definitely amazing for sustainability and cost effectiveness, but if you really want to go down in costs, you're going to look at free cooling definitely. Which is why Iceland is still relevant if you want to run it.
Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
For Premier Magazine, this was Ad Emmen reporting.